Deep within a bleak and dismal swamp, hidden beneath its murky waters, lies the headquarters of the most sinister villains of all time.
What up, fellow nerds, and welcome to Not Your Status Quo's Justice Con Quick Hit of the Justice League Snyder Cut.
All right, so what we got from Justice Con was a clip from the Snyder Cut of Justice League, which is just Alfred seemingly working on something, and then Superman lands in his black suit saying, "You must be Alfred." And he does look much more cheerful than he did in Man of Steel and Batman versus Superman. So we are making strides with Superman in this movie.
So I noticed something when we saw this clip, and I was wondering if this was just an unfinished clip or if this was Superman in his black suit, which, in the comics is supposed to be healing him when he comes back, from death by absorbing additional solar power. Because we did at one point see the clip switch over to color and Superman is back in his regular suit. So I am curious if it's just unfinished or, if this is the Superman black suit.
Well, and I think it's going to be the black suit. During this, Zack Snyder did talk about how he actually toned the color so it'd be easier to turn black, in post, which it was something I didn't know, which made me think Zack doesn't know a little bit more about Superman than I thought, which probably still isn't much. But he did confirm the teaser trailer at DC Fandom in August, and we'll also find out if this is going to be a movie or it's going to be episodes when it comes to HBO Max, because he did say it's about 214 minutes long, which roughly, if you do the math, is 3.5 hours. And we're also going to find out what the name of the movie is going to be, because there are some legal issues with calling it Zack Snyder's Justice League, because the studio does actually own the movie, not the director.
So it's not going to be called Snyder and his boys Circle Jerk?
It might.
Well, one thing I got from this, his interview at the Justice Con, to me, it shows that he doesn't really fully understand the character. Like he says he does. He says he appreciates Superman. He's been reading him his whole life, so and so. And I got to give him this. He does like Smallville. That's why he put Smallville, like the Sullivan garage, in Man of Steel. So, but to me, he says in his interview that he needs guidance from like Pa Kent and Jor-El in his head to tell him which way to go. That is stuff that Smallville got right when he's developing as Clark Kent. He's not Superman yet. He needs those voices, and he had them throughout his entire life up until the moment he decides that he's done. He's become Superman. He doesn't need that guidance anymore. He's not human. He's Kryptonian. He has a higher set of values than the rest of us, and I don't know, for a Superman fan not to get that right, I just hope he doesn't keep it so dark.
I think you're right, Dave. I think it is something, I think that was my major issue with Man of Steel and with Batman v Superman. He is already Superman. He is not pouty. He knows who he is as a symbol of hope. He has learned all that he could from his father, who, this Midwest kind of guy who teaches him all the right things to do. And I think you don't need that in these movies. So, I'm hoping we get a little closer to who Superman really is in this movie, since he's been saying he's building up to that.
When I first saw Man of Steel, I kind of assumed that he was taking a lot of his notes from the New 52 version of Superman, which I never cared for. To me, he always came off as a very cocky bastard, kind of putting his Kryptonian, I'm an alien, I'm not even from this world sort of idea front first, which never to me made sense. Having grown up reading a couple of Superman comics when I was a kid and knowing that he appreciated his human heritage first. So that's kind of where I assumed he was coming from. I don't know if that is the case, but that's just what I got from Man of Steel.
A lot of the Man of Steel plot came from, if you read it, the Earth One series of Superman. If you read that, the first graphic novel, I can't say the first issue because it was many issues, but the first graphic novel pretty much covered the movie if you go back and read it.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where I think Superman as the adopted, son of Earth makes more sense that he's not constantly saying, "Well, I'm an alien. I'm not." That's like, an adopted kid going, "Well, you're not my real parents." It just doesn't play well. Superman's above all that. So, you know, hopefully he gets it a little closer to right in this Snyder cut of Justice League, but we'll see once it comes out. Zach also said during this that he would use no shots from anyone else. He didn't call Whedon out directly, but it was kind of said. And at first, I was like, what? I thought he was throwing a little shade at Josh, but really, it's not really surprising. I think anyone who is a director and has their own vision doesn't want to use anyone else's shot. They brought Whedon in to refilm this almost the entire Justice League movie in 100 days. So Zach not wanting to use any of that, I get it, man. He's an artist. He wants his vision to come through in the movie.
I agree. I see that too. Because when I first read that, I was like offended for Whedon as well. But then, yeah, you're right. If you're going to have the Snyder cut, it's got to be all Snyder, and then we'll see what he thought of, what he was going to do with that movie.
Yeah, I really can't add much more to that. You guys pretty much hit the nail on the head, and I have to agree. As much as I guess I don't ultimately care about this huge ordeal of releasing the Snyder Cut. I get where he's coming from, and I understand why he would want to use all of his own clips, and I understand why it would be important to the fans, considering they're the ones who've been pushing and screaming and screeching and crawling and scratching for releasing of the Snyder Cut. So I get it, it makes sense. But I think it's time to actually reveal to all of the fans of Not Your Status Quo the real thing that needs to be trending right now, and that is obviously release the Schumacher cut. Everybody is begging to see the ultimate Schumacher cut of Batman Forever. We need more of that. We need more of the awesomeness that was Jim Carrey as the Riddler, and we need that right now. So, make this trend and make it happen.
If you need the hashtag, it's in the comments below. Hashtag release the Schumacher cut. We all want to see it. We'll all be better people for it. I hear it will also cure the coronavirus.
I'm also wondering something else about Snyder. Is he going to use the second unit directors, any of his material? Because, that's stuff that he didn't film as well. So maybe I'm just being a jerk. I don't know. But if he didn't film it, he said he wouldn't use anything that he didn't photograph.
That's a very good question. I would assume it wouldn't, because you're going to have your, second chair filming some things. So maybe that was a shot at Whedon. What do you all think? Leave it in the comments below. Let us know. And remember, hashtag release the Schumacher cut.